So then, where in the world is Mr. Beethoven? Oh, he's here. He's here. He's in Asheville. He's at Carolina Day School. So, oh, I think I see him.
Years ago, my music was at the top of the charts. Oh, I had all the greatest hits. My first big hit, I wrote it for a student of mine named Elise von Bratwurst. Oh, she was a wonderful student. And so I wrote this piece just for Elise. Does anybody know that piece? Oh, yes, you all still play my music. It's wonderful. Now, my next hit. I wrote it one night when the moon was shining so bright, and it came into my room, and I was inspired to write this masterpiece. Yes, because the moon was so bright. Oh, I was on a roll. Then, my next hit, it went platinum, it did. And the first 4 notes, it was like fate knocking at the door. Huh! Beethoven's 5th Symphony. You know, they even made that into a pretty cool disco tune. Hit it! Yes, you know. I was a pretty good dancer in my days. Well, then, my next hit. It was greater than all of them. I wrote it for 200 singers and 200 instruments, and we all sang and played together the Ode to Joy. Sing with me. La, 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 la. Amazing music. Well, you're probably wondering, what am I doing here today composing music for you? Perhaps that my body should be decomposing instead. Oh, bad joke. Sorry. Well, let me tell you, it's an amazing story. A wonderful story. A magical story. And I'm going to share it with you now. So close your eyes. Use your imagination. Let's take a trip back in time. And here we are, in the year 1791. That year, I turned 21 years old. I was a strapping young man ready to take on the world. So, I left my home in Bonn, Germany, and I went to the musical capital of the world, Vienna, Austria. Now, Vienna was an amazing place. It was filled with palatial palaces and poodles prancing in the Prater Park and pastries and petticoats. It was wonderful. And I was going to study with the greatest composer alive, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. But you see, there was one small problem. Mozart had died a few months before I got to Vienna. So, I went and I studied with the next greatest composer, Franz Joseph Haydn. Now, Haydn that year had written a wonderful piece, and he called it the Surprise Symphony. Do you know why he called it that? Listen closely. Surprise! I used to scare all the old ladies with that one. At this time, Haydn was getting a little older. And Haydn and I did not always get along. Ludwig, he would say, why can't you follow the rules of composing? Why do you write such ugly music? Why can't you write music with a little more charm? Well, charm. What did he know? People in Vienna were beginning to say that my music was better than Mr. Haydn's. Well, one day we had a terrible argument. Haydn said he called me an ungrateful little brat. And I said, well, you're a washed-up old nincompoopin'. Oh. I shouldn't have said that. He booted me right out, and he said, you're on your own now, Ludwig. You'll have to write by yourself. But I didn't need him. The ideas were flowing into my head one after the other. I was on such a roll, and now all of Vienna began to bow down to me and call me the king. Not the king! Hey, my name is Ron. I'm so good. I'm the best known in the neighborhood. Hey, don't you stop about this, ain't you? Elvis the king. Okay. Well, the year was now 1799. And in that year, something terrible happened. One day, when I sat down to write at my desk, I heard a terrible ringing in my ear. It sounded quiet at first, and then it kept getting louder and louder. Oh, and all I could hear was that terrible ringing in my ear! I went to all the best doctors in Europe. They tried all the latest treatments. One of them poured hot oil in my ears. Oh, another stuck needles through my nose. It was terrible. And the last one stuck blood-sucking leeches all over my body. Oh, nothing worked. I decided that I could no longer compose, that I had to go back to my room and stay there forever. Then one day, a knock came at my door. Oh, that's pretty good. I'll have to use that. Yes, definitely a great idea. And in walked the strangest looking man I had ever seen. He had very long hair, and he walked with a strange walk, and he had something strange on his head, and he talked with a very strange accent.
Good evening, Herr Beethoven.
Who are you?
I am Dr. Schwinkelschwankel.
What?
I am Dr. Schwinkelschwankel.
I cannot hear you.
I am Dr. Schwinkelschwankel.